Breaking news in the enduring mystery of the drowning death of iconic actress Natalie Wood, now making international headlines. For the first time since Natalie's death in 1981, there is a person of interest, and it's Natalie's 87-year-old widower, Robert Wagner, known as RJ.
He's a person of interest, like he was there with her, last person with her before she ends up dead.
In a dramatic new press conference that just happened, LA Sheriff's detectives say the narrative that Natalie may have slipped securing the dinghy just doesn't add up.
There were bruises on Natalie Wood's body that's the coroner's purview, obviously. They're the experts, but they say they're non-mechanical. They're caused probably by another person. I can't say who caused the injuries, but they could have been caused by someone else.
I think RJ was absolutely involved in her drowning.
That's Lana Wood, Natalie's younger sister. She tells Crime Watch Daily she has always felt Wagner might have been somehow involved in her accidental death.
I don't think he meant to do it. This was not a plan. This was not premeditated.
On that fateful night, Natalie and RJ on their yacht, the Splendor, partying with actor Christopher Walken. It was November 29, 1981, around 11 p.m., when tragedy struck.
What I was told as a fact is they were having a knockdown, drag-out fight, physical, in her stateroom.
Allegedly fueled by heavy drinking and jealousy, the reported cause of that fight was Wagner's rage over Walken's on-again, off-again screen chemistry with his wife. Wood and Walken had just finished filming the movie Rainstorm, seen here.
They were going through a very, very rough time.
Author Marty Rulli has been friends with Splendor captain Dennis DeVerne for 30 years and says that after being less than forthcoming with police, he eventually came clean about his account of what happened that night. An account that formed the basis for their book, Goodbye Natalie, Goodbye Splendor.
Dennis decided it was time to go to the deck. He went down, and Robert Wagner was at the door of the rear deck that leads to the swim step. And he was very nervous, disheveled, sweaty, red-faced. And he told Dennis, Natalie's missing. Go look for her, search the boat. So he did. He went and searched the boat, but she was not there. He met up with Wagner in the wheelhouse, and Wagner told him the dinghy was gone too. Dennis reached for the searchlight. He reached for the radio. He wanted to call for help immediately, and Wagner said, no, we'll wait for her to return.
According to the police report, Wagner thought Wood had gone ashore and was at a bar. And at 1:30 a.m., he called the bar looking for her, but with no sign of his wife, he radioed for help. Marty says Dennis followed Wagner's orders. He didn't want to cross his boss, so according to Dennis, they waited about 2 hours to report Natalie's disappearance. 6 hours later, the Coast Guard is on the scene, and they find Natalie's body floating face down in an inlet, a mile away from the yacht. The medical examiner reporting she was wearing a flannel nightgown, blue wool socks, and had multiple bruising.
Natalie's body was found with over 24 bruises on it and a facial abrasion, and they came up with some bogus theory that she was clinging to a dinghy and acquired these bruises. There's something sinister about her death, and definitely foul play was involved. There's a face to this investigation, and it belongs to Robert Wagner.
Robert Wagner has never been charged in the death of his wife and maintains his innocence. Christopher Walken cooperated with police, giving details of the crucial hours before the tragedy, an account that reportedly conflicts with Wagner's version of events.
There's actually more than one witness who came forward and heard them on the back of the boat arguing. And what's important about that is they corroborate what Dennis DeVerne was saying, that he was on the boat and heard the arguing. And that it was really intense and so bad that he had went down to the cabin to check on them because he was worried that there was some kind of assault going on. He said Robert Wagner looked so angry, so crazy, that he told him he was afraid for his own safety, so he backed up.
Crime Watch Daily reached out to Robert Wagner, but our calls were not returned. And Wagner's attorney said they have no comment. However, in 2013, his attorney gave the following statement to the Los Angeles Times. After 30 years, neither Mr. Wagner nor his daughters have any new information to add to this latest investigation, which was unfortunately prompted by those seeking to exploit and sensationalized the 30th anniversary of the death of his wife and their mother. The sheriff's department says Wagner still isn't talking to them.
And yes, of course, we want to talk to Robert Wagner. You bet. We would love to hear his side of his version of events. Oh, this is a suspicious death investigation. It's not a murder investigation. So he's not a suspect of committing a murder or a crime. We're just trying to figure out what happened.
But investigators acknowledge they have not been able to prove the death a homicide. As for Lana, it's still difficult after all these years. She still can't get over the loss of her big sister.
I think it's very sad that people have decided their sides, because they're not. It's all the side of loving Natalie.
I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.